Hi, I am Radar Technician Bob, and we're going to go with that username because I'm a totally blind Star Wars fan, and I happen to like a good oxymoron from time to time. Now, I was born blind, but for some reason I developed a passion for such visual franchises like Marvel, Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, Defenders of the Earth, Captain Planet, Alien, Predator, etc. I don't know why I like these kinds of stories, but to quote Rogue from the X-Men animated series, I just do. And one of the things that aids me in enjoying these stories would have to be audio description. These tracks can be found on streaming services such as Netflix and Disney Plus. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically Mr. or Miss Magic Voice that you can enable to tell you everything that's going on screen. Not all shows have them, especially shows from the 90s, but if you get curious sometime, go on Netflix and Disney Plus, pull up your audio settings and see what's available. Play around with it a little bit. It's interesting. I still remember what it was like in the 90s as a kid watching X-Men and Spider-Man and having to depend on context clues and dialogue surrounding fight scenes in order to tell what was going on. It also helped to have a little brother who would narrate the things that I missed. And one of the most cherished memories I have is going to visit him every summer in Memphis and being up into the wee hours of the morning, having the guy narrate his comic collection to me very passionately and very excited to have done so. Now, descriptive audio isn't the only thing that helps me to explore these franchises. Thank goodness for Hasbro and the vehicles and figures they've produced over the years. You're going to take Anakin Skywalker's custom Jedi Starfighter, the Azure Angel, for example. This comes from the Genndy Tartakovsky Micro series. Now, that show doesn't have those descriptive audio narration tracks yet, but when it comes to texture, I mean, that's another thing that allows me to visualize what you guys are seeing on screen. So I have accumulated a Star Wars collection over the years, and the figures and vehicles in that help me get a feel for what you guys are seeing on screen. As I mentioned, I'm also a fan of Power Rangers, and I have to say I am loving the monsters from the Lightning Collection. Some monsters I never got when I was a kid, like Pumpkin Rapper and King Sphinx. And I hope to do some of what I like to call Radar Technician Bob's first look-sees and unboxings in future videos. I never got a look at Pumpkin Rapper, so to speak, when I was a kid because they didn't make him. And I couldn't find King Sphinx in the 5.5 or 9.5 inch lines of the evil space aliens when I was a 90s kid. So that's gonna be pretty fun, I think. This channel is probably going to have a little bit of everything. You're going to see some of my first look-sees, so to speak. You're going to experience my unique take on franchises that have already been mentioned. And you might see me doing some gaming here and there. I do own a PlayStation 4 and I do enjoy fighting games, so we will see how it goes. You're probably going to experience some of what I like to call Madman Camera because I'm learning as I go. I am working with what I got and I am in the process of learning and growing along with some of you who have begun to do your own YouTube stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. And I just like to say, buckle up, hold on to your butts, and leave the driving to me. I will hear you later.